Hello friends and my dear students, welcome back to my channel Phoenix Physics. Today we are going to learn Newton's second law. You know that Newton's first law is applicable when the net external force acting on the object is zero, which means the body is at rest or in a uniform motion. But Newton's second law is applicable when there is a net external force acting on the object. It relates the force to the acceleration of the body. So, what is Newton's second law? The force acting on an object is equal to the rate of change of its momentum. You know that the momentum is denoted by the letter P. It is a vector quantity. What is momentum? Momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. So the product of mass into velocity is nothing but momentum. So according to Newton's second law, the force acting on an object is equal to the rate of change of its momentum. So dp by dt. Instead of p vector, you can substitute mv. So d by dt of mv. Here m is a constant, take it outside, m dv by dt. Why did I say m is constant? Suppose the object is at rest or moves with some velocity, the mass of the object will not vary. That is why I said the mass of the object is constant. So how do you write dv by dt? It is nothing but a vector. So what is this a? A is acceleration. So F is equal to ma. This is our Newton's second law. From this equation, we can conclude 3 points. First one, if there is an acceleration, there must be a force acting on the object. If there is a change in velocity, that is dv by dt, there must be a force acting on the object. And the third conclusion is force and acceleration are always in the same direction. Newton's second law explains quantitative aspects of force. It violates Aristotle's idea. Aristotle said that force causes motion. For example, if an object moves with a constant velocity, requires force. This is Aristotle's idea. But Newton said force need not cause motion but only the change in motion. This is Newton's idea. Another important point is Newton's second law is valid only in inertial frame. If it is inertial frame means a is equal to 0 and v is equal to constant. What is a? A is nothing but acceleration. Here the object either at rest or in constant motion. But non-inertial frame does not have constant velocity. This is the major difference between inertial frame and non-inertial frame. So Newton's second law is valid only in inertial frame. Then SI unit of this force is Newton. So SI unit is Newton. How do you define 1 Newton? 1 Newton is defined as the force which acts on the 1 kilogram of mass to give an acceleration 1 meter second power minus 2 in the direction of force. This is the definition for 1 Newton. Next we will discuss Aristotle versus Newton's approach on sliding object. This diagram we have already learnt in the introduction class itself. Here in the inclined plane experiment, once the object reaches the bottom, it travels a small distance and stops due to frictional force. Here the frictional force acts in the direction opposite to the object's velocity. So the frictional force reduces the object's velocity to 0 and brings it to rest. According to Aristotle, the object reaches the bottom, travels a small distance, immediately it stops because no external force acting on the object. Here he did not consider the frictional force. That is, external force needs to be applied to move an object with constant velocity. Consider this as an object. This object moves with the constant velocity only if you apply external force. So the net force is equal to F external force. But Galileo and Newton said force needed to change the motion of the object and the frictional force act in the direction opposite to the external force. Here the net force is 0 and the object moves with the constant velocity. So what is the conclusion here? Aristotle said for constant velocity the body requires external force, but Galileo and Newton said for constant velocity no force is needed. Next topic is Newton's third law. What is Newton's third law? For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. For example, if you press a coiled spring, the spring is compressed by the force of your hand and the compressed spring in turn exert a force on your hand. Same way, in the hammer and nail experiment, this is my object 1 and this is my object 2. So the object 1 exerts force on object 2 and the object 2 must exert equal and opposite force on object 1. Same way, here the ball exerts one force on the wall. The wall exerts force on ball. That is F12 is equal to minus of F21. That is why we said for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. These forces lie along the line joining of two objects. Here the action and reaction pair of force acts on two different objects. One force acts on ball, another force acts on wall. Any one of the force called as action force and the other reaction force. Here Newton's third law is valid in both inertial and non-inertial frame. There is no cause-effect relation implied in third law, which means the force on object 1 by object 2 and the force on object 2 by object 1 act at the same instant. In this class we discussed about Newton's second law and third law. I hope this video is useful to you. If you like my video, please share and subscribe my video. Thank you.